gear stick something up. And all because of midges. Welcome back, guys. And so, as we said in last week's video, we are heading across to the Isle of Hoy now. Ferries in about half an hour or so. I think it's about a 45-minute ferry. Quite expensive actually. It's £60 return. Obviously going across there to see the old man of Hoy. Probably give it a walk in. There's a beautiful stony beach I really want to visit as well. Inspired a little bit by one of Joe Cornish's images from his Scottish coastal book. Weather has improved a little bit. It was a little bit rainy earlier, but a little bit misty as well, but looks like it might be okay. So in an unprecedented event, I'm getting a cup of tea made.
And that's why I'm still grumpy. One, because I haven't had my second cup, and two, because I'm having to make it myself.
And hopefully I'm going to get a wee digestive biscuit with a wee bit of chocolate spread on it. On Long Hope. This is Long Hope, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's another island that you get across from Hoy via a little causeway. And it was a place that I had eyeballed on the map as a potential overnighter. It may well still be. But while we were parked there, we noticed a sign that said Bullenfield.
I was just seeing that. Are you going to run off and leave me like you did before?
Cows and calves, sheep and lambs. So literally everything. We noticed a sign that said Neolithic stuff and rocks and Bronze Age stuff. So yeah, we thought we'd come and give it a look and try not to get beaten up by a bull. Mist finally lifts.
I think that's a cairn.
Chambered cairn, yeah.
Yeah. So this not here?
No, that thing there.
Oh, I thought you went to this little hill.
No, the little
I
bump.
think it's a little bit small.
So yeah, we can now see the chambered cairn. And thankfully so far, we haven't seen the bull. So here we are on top of said chambered cairn.
But we're wondering how they know it's a chambered cairn and not like well, it could have been a medieval landfill site, for all we know. It's just a hump in the ground. Not just a hump, sorry all those people if it really is a chambered cairn, it's really important.
And for all of you geologists watching this, or one of you maybe, rocks.
Big rocks.
Big geology rocks. I get that, geology rocks. I sound like Ross Geller. And now it's time for Nicola's interesting, perhaps not that interesting, fact of the week.
But where we're standing now at Long Hope is the largest natural harbour in the world.
That concludes Nicola's interesting, not quite interesting fact of the week.
Not even quite true, but I think it is.
So Nicola, Bothy?
No, never, not in a million years. Don't even bother ever asking, ever. No, not going to happen. Never.
How quickly heaven can turn to hell. Oh my lord, the midges are out. and it is, for some reason, the temperature has just, whenever we arrived here, it was actually reasonably mild, and the temperature has just skyrocketed. And of course now we've had to close all the windows because of the midges, and it is roasting in here. And there are some midges in here because I can see them flying by.
Literally, I'm counting dozens.
Well, there's now one less because it's in Nicola's mouth. And the last thing I want to cook now in this heat is a curry, which is what we've got for tonight's tea.
We could make carbonara instead. Carbonara with midge.
Oh lordy, why am I even doing this? Oh, what did I do yesterday? Oh, legs haven't been that much apart in a long time.
Hang on.
Gear stick something up.
You've got your t-shirt on inside out.
And all because of midges. That was a bit of a midge infest, midge hellhole from the 7th hail of midge. So it all started last night. We arrived at Rackwick Bay, and actually it was quite nice. We took a walk down to the beach. I was like, oh, this is fantastic. We came back up again, had some tea, had to cook in like 400-degree temperature because we couldn't open up any of the windows. And then we took a walk down to Rackwick Bay, and initially it looked as though it was going to be fine. There was a nice breeze. There was loads around the van in the car park, but down where I was doing photography. But then the breeze dropped and it just went, well, listen. So I thought I would come down and do a bit of photography. The midge up at the van were a nightmare. Got down onto the beach. Lovely, lovely cool breeze blowing. Thought happy days. Got set up. Some gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. Thought here we go, and then I thought, hang on a minute. That breeze has dropped. And within about 2 seconds, I could barely see the tripod in front of me. Abandoned mission. I think it's just going to have to be a night in the van. That is a nightmare. So came back up again, sitting in the van, and I just looked outside and thought, you know what, if we stay here, this is going to be a complete nightmare. So we quickly packed up, drove sort of a couple of miles back down the road again, found a spot that seemingly had no midge, to go out for a last pee, and literally it was just hell. This morning, again, just craziness. So we've come back down here, and of course what I then had to do was I had to get into the front seat of the van without exiting the van. And one of the design limitations of the VW with the non-2 rotating seats is it's very difficult to get into the front of the van unless you exit it, but I managed it. So we've come down. There's no midge around here, very, very misty. Nicola was chatting to a guy in the hostel, and yeah, apparently Hoy is just, and Rackwick Bay especially, is just midge central, and Rousey as well, one of the other islands. So we're not sure whether we're going to get to go to the Old Man of Hoy. Well, firstly, today there's no real point because it would be the Old Man of Where. We're not quite sure what we're going to do because we're on Hoy for one more day, well, 1.5 more days, but so far it's been a little bit of a bust. So it's time for second coffee.
Guinness is on third breakfast.
Guinness is on third breakfast, you don't care. Yeah, that was a bit of a morning. Well, good morning, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our very short trip across to Hoy. I think we're leaving with a bit more than we arrived with, as in midgy bites. Certainly tempered our enjoyment of the area. Don't get me wrong, Rackwick Bay was beautiful. I think
The Old Man of Hoy was, yeah, it was nice, but you couldn't stop and look at it because the midges were horrendous, which spoilt it a little bit.
Yeah, Nicola went up to the Old Man of Hoy and took the wrong path and got lost.
Yeah, so he goes, yeah, you can't get lost, you really can't. But in my defence, there was a sign on a gate that said old man, so I thought it must be this way. The fact the gate was now shut, there was another gate further along, so I went through that, crossed the field, another nailed gate shut. I thought, this is a bit strange, climb on over it. 2 streams later, navigate my way through, come to a pretty sheer cliff edge. Had to scramble up it, dragging myself up by the shrubs. But I took, I reckon, an hour off the time.
And of course, I'm down at Rackwick Bay. I'm down at Rackwick Bay. Finally, there's a bit of a breeze. No midges. Really getting into the zone in photography. Gets this message. I've gone wrong. I'm clambering up a sheer cliff.
And the thing was, when I got emerged out the undergrowth at the top, there was a sign saying dangerous cliffs just as I sort of emerged. But I'm obviously more adventurous than I thought.
Indeed. Adventurous, that's one word for it. So yeah, so Hoy's been nice. We're getting off slightly earlier. We were due the 2 o'clock ferry today, but we're actually going to get the 11 o'clock. Just gives us more time on mainland. But yeah.
I went to see the Dwarfy Stain, or Dwarfy Stone, however you like to say it. Just a 5-minute walk from the road, and it's well worth a look. It's quite interesting, so I would recommend doing that.
Cool. And as always, lots of facilities, loos, places to fill up with water, stuff like that, so that's great. Just the midges. The midges down at Rackwick Bay were pretty awful. So, but anyway, time to go jump on the ferry. We shall see you back on Orkney mainland.